Hello and welcome back. We're going to continue with our class from where we dropped off, and now we're going to talk about logical operators. I'll create a file. I'll call this logical.op.js. So the first question we're going to ask ourselves, what are logical operators and what do they do? Now these logical operators, they allow us to set up more complex conditions using two or more comparisons. Remember, I think we've been working with age, so let's continue with age. We are making an invitation to invite people to a party or something, and there is an age limit for that. First thing we declare age. As we go further, we understand what I'm talking about. Let's say the age is 23. And for this party, you are trying to make sure that people who are above the age of 35 are not supposed to attend, as well as people that are below the age of 18. In other words, if you are above the age of 35, you are not welcome. If you are below the age of 18, you are not welcome. How do we write this code? We could use this. I'll give an instance. We already declared the age. We could say if age is less than or equal to 18, you are not invited to the party. And we can say else if age is greater than or equal to, let's say, 35 from the problem, you're also not invited. You are also not invited to the party, else welcome to the party. Okay, we have something like this. Let me take this out of here and put it here so we can understand what we're doing. We have something like this. If we save this and we run node logical op.js, welcome to the party. That is because the person is 23. Let's say the person is 15, which means the person is not invited. You are not invited. Let's say the person is 40. You're also not invited. What we are going to do is this. Using logical operators, we can combine two logic, or we can make complex logic. Instead of putting all of this together, we can just make one if statement by taking this out of here and putting something here. Okay, this is what we're going to do. I'll talk about each of them. There are three logical operators: logical, and, logical, or, logical not. This is represented by using two ampersand symbol, and this is represented by using two slashes. You can find this above the enter key, and then this is represented by using this symbol. So when we talk about the logical AND operator, we're going to use this example, but I'm going to modify it. Let me comment this out. So we can see what we're doing here. Let age, I'm creating another variable, that's why I had to comment it, and it's called age. Let age be equal to still 40. And remember, from what we are doing here, we said that if you are above the age of 35, you're not invited, and if you're below the age of 18, you're not invited. What we're going to do now is this: we're going to set some conditions to check who is invited. That means that if your age is greater than or equal to 18, you are invited, and if your age is less than or equal to 35, you're also invited. Now you can see that we've gotten a range. That means if you are above 18 years and if you are below 35, you are invited. If we log this, we can say you are invited to the party, to the parade. Otherwise, you are not invited. Visit somewhere else. Okay, let's try this and see what happens. All right, we've cleared it, we run, and we see you are not invited, visit somewhere else. Okay, my spelling is not correct, so I'll modify that, but that is not the issue now. I want you to understand the logic. Okay, what has happened is this: the age is above 40. The age is 40, and you can see the age range does not match this. Let's say we have 21, and we save that and run. You see, you are invited to the party because the person is within that range. 35, you are invited. 36, you are not invited. 12, and underage, you are not invited. So you can see this is how it runs. That is what you can do with the logical AND operator. Both of them would have to work. You compare both. Now, for the logical OR operator, one of them has to be correct for it to work. It doesn't check as long as one is true. For the logical AND operator, both has to be true. It will check this, make sure it's true, and it will run. For the logical operator, it will check one. Once one of them is correct, it will work. And then the other one. Okay, now I create this. You are making a reservation. Let is guest, I'll explain. One vegan equal true. Let is guest two vegan equal true. If is guests one vegan and guest two vegan, log only serve vegan food. Else, if is guests vegan or is guests vegan too, console.log only serve both vegan and non-vegan dishes, else serve anything on the menu. Okay, this will explain the OR operator. Now, we declared a variable, let there be one vegan, that is vegetarian, coming to it, or let there be two vegetarians. So this is what we have declared here. And we said that if one vegetarian is coming, as well as two vegetarians, that means that everybody coming to eat are vegetarians, that only food that should be served is vegetarian food. That means that both conditions are true from here. But here we have one vegetarian or two. That means both of them may not be vegetarians. You might have one vegetarian and non-vegetarian. Now in this case you serve both vegan and non-vegan dishes. Otherwise, both of them, we don't have any vegan, you serve anything on the menu which they would make their choice, whatever they want to eat. So that is what logical operators, the OR operator, can do for you. It checks both of them. If one of them is true, it will run. But for this, both of them has to be true for it to run. So that is how it runs. Okay, let's see what we do now. Let's turn this to false and we run this code and see what happens. I'll comment this out. Serve both vegan and non-vegan dishes. What has happened here is that one of them is true, the other one is false. That means this one will run. If both of them are true like it was in the beginning, you can see we only serve vegan dishes. But if both of them are false, what happens here? We serve anything on the menu. That means that true statements, when both statements are true, the AND operator will run. When one is true, one is false, the OR operator works. Then otherwise, the other one would run. Then finally, we talk about the logical NOT. The logical NOT is very simple. It just reverses the Boolean expression. I'll comment this out as well. Let is married equal true. If we console.log, you see what happens. It's very simple. Logical NOT is married. It will automatically clear this. If we run that, it will automatically change the true to false. So that is what it does. It changes Boolean expression from positive to negative. That means if we apply it somewhere here, it will change the statement from true to false. So these are the three main or the three logical operators in JavaScript: the logical AND, the logical OR, and the logical NOT.